The incredible tale of the Great Emu War of 1932 in Australia. The Great Emu War, when Australia fought giant birds. In 1932, Australia faced an unexpected enemy, not a foreign army, but a horde of emus. Yes, the large flightless birds became such a problem that the Australian military was called in to fight them. The problem begins. After World War I, Australian soldiers were given farmland in Western Australia as part of a government program. But farming in the dry, harsh landscape was already difficult, and things got worse when 20,000 emus, migrating inland, discovered the farms. The emus trampled crops and ate valuable grain, devastating the struggling farmers. Desperate, the farmers asked the government for help, and instead of sending agricultural aid, the government sent the military, armed with machine guns. The war begins. A small squad of soldiers, led by Major G.P.W. Meredith, was sent out in November 1932 with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The plan was simple: find the emus, open fire, and eliminate the problem. But the emus had other plans. The emu tactics. Instead of running in a straight line, the emus split into smaller groups and ran in zigzags, making them nearly impossible to hit. The machine guns would jam, and the emus outran the soldiers. One soldier even remarked that the birds seemed to have military organization, making them frustrating opponents. At one point, the soldiers mounted a machine gun on a truck, hoping to chase the emus down, but the rough terrain made it impossible to aim, and the birds still escaped. The outcome. After several failed attempts and only a few hundred emus killed, the Australian government admitted defeat. The emus had won the war. The aftermath? The farmers were left to handle the emus themselves, and the government later introduced a bounty system instead of military action. Why it's so fascinating? It's one of the only times a military lost a war against animals. The emus' surprising evasion tactics made them legendary. The whole event is both hilarious and tragic, showing how unexpected problems can lead to bizarre military responses. Today, the Great Emu War remains a quirky and famous piece of history, proving that sometimes nature is the ultimate strategist.